Hey everyone, my name is LaVonda Johnson and welcome to Serendipity. I am here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Hey, everyone. It's your girl, Kimberly Shinnever. That's me. I'm coming out of Northern Virginia. Still cold. So sad.
I'm Dr. Nicole. I'm here in sunny Florida. Beautiful weather. It's a little bit chilly, like in the 70s, but
Right. It can't decide what it wants to do here in Alabama, but that's not what we're here for tonight. We are here to talk about the slap. It continues, the conversation continues, but we have not heard from the men's perspective, at least on our show. So we're looking forward to doing that tonight. Please join the conversation. But before we do that, we're going to play this short clip.
Will's got the heat.
This morning, in a Good Morning America exclusive, we are hearing from Denzel Washington, one of the first people to speak to Will Smith just minutes after that now infamous slap at the Oscars.
When the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance.
Speaking to Bishop T.D. Jakes at his International Leadership Summit Saturday, 11,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
Will's got the heat.
This morning, in a Good Morning America exclusive, we are hearing from Denzel Washington, one of the first people to speak to Will Smith just minutes after that now infamous slap at the Oscars.
When the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance.
Speaking to Bishop T.D. Jakes at his International Leadership Summit Saturday, 11,000 people in attendance, the Oscar winner revealing how he leaned on his faith when he and Tyler went to speak to Smith.
I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer. I don't want to say what we talked about, but there but for the grace of God, go any of us.
Bishop Jakes telling ABC News what Smith did was wrong, but what Washington and Perry did just after was necessary.
I think that they sense that there was trauma involved and that there was pain involved. And sometimes pain parades itself as anger.
The conversation of faith so impactful, minutes later, Smith mentioned it as he accepted the Oscar for Best Actor.
Thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
The speech followed by a standing ovation, and then a week of controversy, which included Smith resigning from the Academy, a public apology to Rock, and how the Academy handled or mishandled the incident. All of it fallout from this, the moment that stunned millions around the world.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, again, welcome to Serendipity. We talked about the slap a couple of weeks ago, but we talked about it from our perspective, and it was just us fantastic ladies here on the show talking about it then. But I was interested in getting some feedback from some other people, especially some men. And I couldn't think of a better person to talk about this with than our coach, Mr. Tony Fleming. So we are going to welcome Mr. Fleming to the show tonight. We are so excited to have him here and to listen to his feedback and what he has to say. Good evening, Mr. Fleming. Welcome to Serendipity.
Who got bumped off?
Dr. Nicole.
The last time you got bumped off when I was on.
I know. I think it's you. You got the magic touch, but you're using it in a different kind of way. You got to use it in the right way.
It's funny, when I was back in the background, y'all said we about to get the show started because y'all one of the few that are still going live. And so you said we about to start in 10 seconds. And I saw Kimberly, I saw yourself, and I saw Dr. Nicole do this. Turn Turn the camera on. Hurry up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So welcome to the show again. So we're talking about the slap. You know, everybody have their perspective and opinion on the slap, what was going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and all that. So you had some interesting perspective and feedback and things to say. So tell us about, you mentioned to me when I talked to you about it that it's bigger than Will and Jada. You said, you know, there's some long-term or some ramifications down the road that a lot of people may not be seeing in terms of the slap. So it's not just about the slap
Right.
or Will and Jada. It's bigger than that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, in this day and time, meaning the internet age, the YouTube age, the camera video age, everything is being recorded. Nothing goes away now. So once you make that noise and you make that effect, it's here forever. You can't, it's not like, in 2000 or 1995, somebody did that on television. If you wasn't watching the Oscars, the only way you could catch it if you went to the news, and the news would play it maybe 1 or 2 times and it was over with. You know what I'm saying? You can't be over with stuff like that now. That stuff will last forever. They're going to bring that up annually. They're going to be talking about it forever. Every year, around every 12 months from now, they're going to the slap. Now, not only that, kids, you got a lot of kids that follow Will Smith, and a lot of them are not. They do not have family. They don't have mother and father supporting them. They do not have that kind of direction and that guidance. And so, and you got a lot of people that want to use that as an excuse for them to cause violence. So now, if you get upset about some words that are used, if you get pissed off because somebody got in your face and said something, now you retaliate in violence. And so it wasn't like we were already doing that kind of stuff. Now you got a slang term that you use now. I just Will Smith you. I'm gonna Will Smith you. I'm gonna walk up and slap the hell out of you. And that's the goal now, but that's the strategy now that a lot of people will use and use it forever because of the video. Not only that, when TD Jakes and I want to talk about something else too, but when TD Jakes and Denzel said that about at your highest moment, the devil shows up. Well, that devil been with him for a long time. That devil was sitting over there looking at him. The devil is his wife. And when the devil is, she's evil. She's evil. She's cunning. Because look, after he did that, she came back a week later and said, I didn't need him to defend me. What kind of is that? I can defend my own self. So then why did he jump up and run up there? Because he knew if he didn't do that, when he got home, she was gonna eat him up about, you ain't tough, you ain't Tupac, you ain't this, you ain't that. See what I said 2 years ago before even the slap, I said Jada Pinkett needs Kodak Black. That's exactly what she needs. And Kodak Black came out a month ago and said it. No, he said it 2 weeks ago. She said Will Smith. He said Kodak Black says Will Smith too good for her. She needs somebody like me. Kodak Black. That's the kind of thug that she needs because she's a thug. But if you look at that video, is going to be out there. They have made, I don't know how many copies of it. They have created boxing matches from it. They have used that as example to slap anybody or jump on anybody as soon as you can. I mean, you had a lot of comedians saying that. Now you got people. Well, some comedians are afraid to even stand on stage and talk about people now. And that's what they do. That's what they do. You can't even, because when you go to a club, I was to make sure I didn't sit down front. Because I know he was going to get into me down there. I sat down there one time with Bruce. And boy, Bruce, he didn't lay off me until almost the end of the show. He kept coming back to me. I'm like, all right, Bruce. He's like, all right, hell, all right. I ain't done with you. So like, you don't do that. And so you think about what the long-term effect is. That video will be out forever. And you want some, and you got a lot of kids, and a lot of people, not just kids. You had ladies justifying that, saying, I'm glad he went up there and did that.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. You went up there and did a violent act that could be charged criminally on camera with all the videos where people saw it worldwide.
Yeah.
If you did it there, I know a kid could say, I'll just slap somebody in the alley.
Right. And
now,
I'm glad
with that.
I'm glad you bring that up because a lot of women did say that. I know one person said that it was the most beautiful thing they ever seen. One of the comedians said that. Tiffany Haddish, I believe. If I'm not
if it was so beautiful, why did his wife, the devil, come back and say, I didn't need him to do that?
Right.
I'm calling that lady the devil.
Is she the devil? That's what she's
not the devil.
Is. She knows that too. If he didn't do it, then she would have dogged him out at home.
Mm-hmm.
And by him doing it, now she come back. She should have just said nothing and left it alone. But you don't come back. Mm-hmm. That's how evil she is, to come back and say, I didn't need him to do that. I can defend my own self.
Well, I said that in the last show we had, which y'all need to go back and watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
On the last show, I said that she has been that tough person her entire life, and I said she was gonna come back and say, I don't need anybody to defend me. And she did. She did exactly that the next day after I had said it on our show. Because she had never been that type for anybody to defend him. But I do agree that she definitely would have got into him at home and been like, well, you ain't no Tupac. Yeah. You ain't know this. You ain't what? You're right. He's not. Right. He's not. And he needs to stay in play his role of, now we're not gonna go around and say Will Smith is a little punk, because he's not. He ain't that either. I mean, he is from West Philly, so he know how to scrap. We know. Okay, cool. But you ain't no thug.
He a puppet.
He's not a puppet.
Yes,
Leave him alone.
He's in a house with an alpha female, and he let him.
Well, nobody's surprised about Jada's response, because if from people seeing it from the perspective of who she is, knew that she was going to respond that way. And I think she responded that way immediately. But what's really sad to me is, I mean, he's a grown man. He's able to make decisions for his own self. You saying that devil been with him a long time. Why you keep going home to that devil? And it's also sad that if I'm, as a woman, if the most beautiful thing a man could ever do for me is to get up there and slap another man, that's really sad. Let's talk about that. Now, why is that such a beautiful thing for
evil? She's thuggish. She has that thug in her. You can tell. Look at the two guys dated before him, Eazy-E and Tupac.
She dated Eazy-E?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
So that's who she is.
Yeah.
So she got him. I'm gonna tell you why she got him and why she's still with him. Big Willie style. Big Willie got some money. Mm-hmm. And so if Big Willie didn't have no money, she wouldn't have been around him. So she forced herself in that situation. So much she cried when they got married. Really? That's another lie that she said when she cried. I didn't want to marry him. Like that, I mean, first of all, why would you come out and say that too?
Now she said you to marry him.
She said she didn't want a wedding. Yeah, watch the whole tape. Now she said she didn't want a wedding, and it was made to be a big deal. That's what she said.
No, she talking about the thing he did 2 or 3 years ago. That was the
her 50th birthday.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. She not the wedding. The wedding, she didn't want to marry. She said that. She started crying after that. She's talking about what he did 3 years ago for a 50, and it was a big thing. And she said Will did it for himself, not for her. And I didn't. And I told him not to do that. And and he did it for her. He's like, I did everything I could for her. And there she go again. Here come the devil. I ain't need all that. I ain't.
But why he's still there?
Well, I mean, he a puppet. That's why.
No, according to his book, he doesn't believe in divorce, which is ironic to me because he divorced his first wife.
Right.
He's been divorced already. Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
That's why
he's like doing it a second time was already bad.
It's okay to do it one.
Bad mojo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now he's not all his media roles, his movies, different things like that have been shut down.
Well, I believe they're gonna pick him back up. He'll probably start doing stuff real quickly. I don't think they're gonna hold him back like that. They probably do that, just to make a point. But again, if you are still young, he's not old. If you still can act and do that, and they still can make money from you, well, they're gonna use you. Now, if you don't have anything left, No, it's just like sports. I don't care what player that they, like Antonio Brown. Somebody gonna get him after this fool walked off the field, after he walked out of Oakland, after he acted a fool in New England, after he did all of that, because that Negro can still catch a football, and they will use him until they can't use till they use him up. Will got 20 more years of acting, maybe longer than that. Will be acting, so they gonna figure out how to use him and make money from it. They ain't gonna. No, that's a shoot. That's a cash cow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how, they might cut his pay for a while. He might not get what he usually get. He might have to do some different type movies for a minute. But yeah, they still can make money from him. You look at what happened with Ray Lewis, the football player years back in Atlanta on that double murder. Ray Lewis, you see, he's made them money for the last 20 years. Ray's supposed to be locked up, but they know that Ray was a vicious linebacker that could play for the next 10, 15 years. And they figured out if he was washed up, it's all business. It's all follow the money trail. If you get confused with anything, just follow the money, and it'll show you exactly what's going on every time. Every time in elections and everything else, follow the money. But the long-term effect of Will Smith is not, we've not even seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be somebody shot. It's going to be a lot of people shot, and their friends going to say he Will Smithed them, and somebody pulled out a gun and shot him. Yeah, you can't talk to me like that. You can't act that way to me like that, and you go do it.
You know what's going to bring him back, though? He's going to have to do an interview with Oprah. Him and Chris Rock. They're going to have to do an interview with Oprah. He's going to have to cry some more. Bring Jada in.
No, he need to divorce that devil. See, if
he's not going to divorce her. That's not going to happen.
But a lot of people will start respecting him more if he let that devil go. He got hooks in him, and she probably got all kind of stuff on him too. That
they also have kids together, so they ain't going nowhere.
So they don't care about kids, because look what they publicly say and do. I mean, they ain't thinking about them kids.
They are thinking. He thinks about them kids. He does. If she don't, he definitely does.
That red table out there and what they're putting out, all the stuff they're putting out, man, come on.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because that was going to be my question. What can he do, if anything, now to rectify some of the damage that could be caused by the video? What can he do if
don't do that again and just keep living and just try to don't?
Absolutely not.
I think he needs to say something.
He is an entertainment. He's going to have to do an interview with Oprah. Yeah. Him and Jada and Chris, the three of them.
Everybody again. That's what I mean. I mean, you got to do interviews. You got to
do that interview.
Yeah.
Gotta. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way the white people gonna let Will come back in.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they'll let him come in without doing Oprah, because
that's the only way Chris got back in. When Rihanna did that interview with Oprah, that's how Chris got back in.
You know what else gonna help Kim?
What?
He in at a mental health facility.
Is that he's like?
That's
she
what I heard.
Right there with him.
So that helps too. You know,
she need to do
rehab or something like that. I don't know, Mr.
Man, you got the devil in there with you, because
that rehab don't do nothing, because Kanye done been. How many times has Kanye been in rehab?
That devil gonna be waiting on you.
It just look good on paper.
I guess, yeah. That's all that says.
And when he come in the house, she gonna tell him, "Don't bring that rehab stuff in here with you. That's in here. I don't want to hear all that."
Oh no, she's all into the. Let's sit down and numb your Rengekyo with the crystals and stuff. That's her.
Go sit down in that mental facility, and y'all both tell the truth of what's really going on.
Right. They did. They started to.
Huh?
They started to tell the truth about what goes on with their relationship.
What did he say? Did he say that she was the devil and that she tried to run everything?
He's not going to say that, because that's your opinion of her.
Oh, that ain't no
opinion.
He
definitely said they. Have you read that book?
Oh man, come on! Everybody knows she's an alpha dog.
I didn't know, Mr. Fleming. I promise I didn't know.
You know she was an alpha dog?
I didn't know all this perception of her and all that.
You can't have
narcissists and all this.
Oh, she is something.
You can't have no two. You got an alpha male and alpha female. It's gonna be, you can't do that. That's why Will has. I don't consider him no alpha male now because he when he slaps somebody, that don't make him an alpha male.
That really made him.
Oh, absolutely not. He looked
kind of way.
Right. He looked like a female dog.
What you want me to do?
He did.
Yeah, because he laughed.
She looked
about that a couple
right back
weeks.
at
He
her.
laughed.
So look at
He
me
laughed.
like
Cracking up. Like from his feet. His feet came off the ground. If y'all go back and watch that video, his feet came off the ground. He was laughing.
And hers came off the ground when he went and slapped Chris.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And then she went like, well, I ain't wanting to do that.
She said that because her daughter said that. Her daughter had made a comment about how the violence wasn't. It was a big thing about she was saying that violence wasn't the right way to go. So she only said that because her daughter said that.
Wow.
The ramifications, the stuff that's going to happen from this, you're going to see it years from now. People are still going to be talking about this, and they're going to folks still going to use that as a good reason to go slap somebody or to go start a fight with somebody because they said some words that you couldn't handle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They said some words you couldn't handle, and this is what you do. You go slap somebody.
Right.
But who couldn't handle him? He could.
Will couldn't handle him.
He could handle him.
He couldn't handle
because he laughed. He could handle him because he laughed. And he knew, once again, as we've already discussed, he knew that was Chris Rock's job. He's been doing it for 30 years. Because he looked at his wife.
The devil.
She is not I'm not calling her the devil.
She's a devil.
Not.
Well, you said the comedians are scared to tell jokes. Now, I don't think Chris Rock's scared because his brother made it very clear. You come up on
that's
the
his brother. Now, his brother need to go
on. Tony is a thug.
Yeah, well, he gonna go on tour with him, I think, to make sure nobody else come up.
He ain't playing. Hit my brother again. I think Chris is even like, if we wasn't in front of all these Caucasians, it probably would have went down.
Yeah.
If my check had cleared, it probably would have gone down.
Yeah.
Will knew all that.
He did. He did. That's why I say it didn't make him look good. It actually made him look real weak.
But let's talk about the real ramifications of this. I mean, granted, it's them too. But the real problem is Black people will not be able to do not a now another award show except on BET because of this foolishness. Why would you do that on our night? You couldn't do it when Seinfeld was producing. You couldn't do it when Ellen DeGeneres had her turn. When Will Packer was doing it, you had to get up there and act a fool. Why would you do that?
Right.
Devil.
It's crazy. But who's the real devil?
Right.
He's the devil.
Who was the real devil in that situation? Black people acting a fool.
But I'm just
bored to see
when that video floating around and how they gonna create stories from that and how they gonna, that was another thing that happened in 2000, I think year 2000 on Saturday Night Live where they acted out a slap like that with Chris Rock. Where a guy came out the audience on Saturday Night Live and jumped on him or something. It was like a skit that they acted out. I need to find that. I think it's on YouTube that shows you almost the same way.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, when I saw it, I thought it was a skit.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ain't no way because the way he got hit, it looked like he should have fell a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
But
it looked like he should.
We got something that we can use now when we want to justify something.
Right. I just heard that term today that you use, and I'm a Will Smithing because there was a pastor, I can't think of who it is, that had a response to that. But I just heard that today. I'm a Will Smithing. But what he was saying was, let's say I'm a Chris Rockin', because really Chris Rock was the one that we should be celebrating his response or lack of response to a slap the way he handled it. I just heard that today.
Most people, I wish they would follow Chris and say, okay, I'm not going to retaliate. But this day and time, these folks, and I'm talking about the kids, the really ones who use that because they're the ones out on social media on the internet. And that's the one that, they played that over and over and over and they still playing it.
Right.
But, walk up and slap somebody and get shot. They're going to do some crazy stuff from that just to be cool about it. And then you're going to have some women that going to want them to do that.
That's right.
See,
that's the problem for me.
Yeah, it used to then be this way because growing up as a kid, you knew that if somebody jumped on you and fought, then you go back and fight them. You couldn't come home unless you did. But that was for guns. See, now, I read this article 2 years ago. Me and my partners was going back and forth about that, sending your kid back to beat somebody up after they've been beat up. Don't come in this house. That was the thing that, you heard that. You're going to go get them back. Mm-hmm. So this guy sent his kid back who was 15 years old and said, you go back around there and beat that kid. Now, his dad stayed at home. Hour later, he got a knock on the door. His kid was dead because the guy pulled a gun out and shot him twice. And he sent him around there to defend it. Said, you go back and do that. Now, you know how you think he feel now? That's right. You sent an innocent kid, 15 years old. Your dad make you go back to jump on somebody, and then this guy kills you. You don't. He shouldn't even been. If anything, he should have went back with him.
Yeah, he should have went back with him.
Yeah,
but that's how. But like you said, that's how it was back in your day, in the '60s, where they did that. They would send you back outside.
Fight, but you would fist fight, and it was over with.
Yeah, that's excellent point, Mr. Fleming. Yeah. We in a whole different.
Now they don't do that. Even in prison, I remember asking Lewis about that. I said, if you got guys in there so tough and they going back and forth with each other about, take everybody and put them in a ring and let them fight. Let them fight straight up between it. He said, well, even after that's over with, the guy who lost still going to come back with a knife and stab you because he ain't going to take a loss.
Right.
He can't take a loss.
Yeah, he ain't going to take a loss.
Not everybody about to jump you.
Right.
So what's the use of, what I'm saying? So now that's how it is now. You don't send nobody out to get killed like that. You're not,
yeah.
Especially your kid ain't got no gun. You sitting at home watching television and now you get a knock on the door that he's dead. And you think you sent him around there to do that.
Wow.
So you look at what's been happening out here and then you take that slap, that's gonna be, I'm telling you, next year we'll talk about it. Year after that, it's gonna be videos out about it.
Yeah, memes.
Yep.
And all that. Yeah.
They're talking about this more than talking about the new coronavirus.
Exactly. They're gonna be talking about it.
Yeah.
More than the war. And I think I saw one where it was a meme with the war in Ukraine, except it was Chris and Will.
Yep. And you look at the video that's gonna be around forever. The Atlanta Falcons losing that Super Bowl. The 28-3, they're gonna like, we don't want you to forget that ever. They're gonna be talking about that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever playing it back, showing it around, just like that slap. Once it's, that thing's archived. This show is archived. This show is forever. You have people come back 50 years from now and see this.
They sure will.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when we on the stage and we got our live audience, they're gonna be like, "Y'all remember when?" We're gonna play clips.
But here's the question, though: who's gonna be making money off of that? I believe
our children and our grandchildren.
They're gonna be making money off all of
it.
So crazy. You got to kind of. You don't even know how it's gonna be used later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even know how it's gonna be used. I was listening to an interview and they was talking about all them guys who did the battle rapping and how all those videos are put up, and they're gonna be putting those on HBO later on, and and them guys ain't getting a penny.
Because they don't own
it
rights or nothing. Yeah.
But everything we putting out here now will be documented and will be around forever. That's why I said the ramifications of that is gonna be, it ain't gonna go away. I guess, like I said, in 1995, that slap, most people wasn't watching the Oscars. And if you watch the news, you might saw it again. But where else you gonna see it?
Oh no, time out. Run that back. Reel that back in. Yes, they were watching the Oscars then.
No. Black folks. Well, no black folks watching no Oscars. Come on, stop.
I was watching the Oscars.
No.
Not like they're watching it now.
They couldn't even know what an Oscar was.
Because yes, we was, because it'd be like that one nomination where, Jamie Foxx is about to get nominated. We got to watch that.
That many black folks watching this one. Matter of fact, it was the lowest turnout for the viewers. So, but they don't have to do that now. It was all over YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you can turn now.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, and they playing it over and over and over. If you had missed that, and then if you didn't watch the news, You would have saw it in the paper. Like, okay.
Because that's why I saw actually, Mr. Fleming, when you said something about it, I knew it was for real because I had seen it in my timeline scrolling up and down, but I thought it was a joke. So I just kept scrolling. But then when you made a comment about if he slapped you, you know, you would have did what. So I was like, okay, so he said something. Let me go back and see it. But I still had to watch it several times to realize
But
it was
what I'm saying
real.
is, you got the ability to go back and see it.
That's right. Over and over.
80s, you couldn't do that. You couldn't go back and see nothing. It was over.
Yeah.
But what's crazy though is how fast it popped up on YouTube, social media. Like it happened, and literally 10 seconds later,
right,
it's all over social media.
That the Oscars did, it was loaded on YouTube, but then 5 minutes after it was up. You know what I'm saying? So they that's what they do because they want to get their YouTube money too. So when they go on live, they put it on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're doing too. That's why all of them do that. I look at the sports shows; they instantly on YouTube.
Well, let me ask you this too, Mr. Fleming, while we're talking, because we talk about this all the time about your environment and who you talking to and who in your corner, whatever. We all know that Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry, and a couple more people, TJ's, talked to him after. But who he talking to before? Like who are his friends? Who's in his ear? Because you said that devil been there all the while.
The wife, yeah.
So when you having these conversations,
people have been talking about him and Jada for years. All the people have been saying, you know, he need to get away from that mess. You've heard that plenty times.
But it ain't nobody that must have been talking to him that he respect, or there's a mentor or a coach or somebody that can.
When you with, you know what I'm saying? you done turn that man into a little puppet. You know what I'm saying? So
Mr. Fleming, I'm just gonna have to keep rebutting that statement. He a grown man.
Yeah, man. No wait. Look, I wouldn't let my wife be doing no damn red table. Come on.
Oh, here we go.
Why not?
Let's do that.
First of all, you ain't gonna let. Let's talk about that. Hold on, partner.
Yeah. It'll be a let, or we both let go, because I wouldn't do nothing like that to embarrass her. I mean, why would you? I wouldn't. If she asked me, I'd be like, no.
Oh, to come on her show.
If she want to go do it on her own, do it. Then I'm gonna have to go, because I wouldn't dare do that. I wouldn't put Shelly information. I don't know, red tape. I wouldn't be out here talking about her stuff. And and if I got a wife that's gonna do that, man, please.
But it started out as a different type of show. Like it started out for her to mend her things with her friends, not to air out her laundry.
That's a mess she doing that show. She had that spread mess, talking about the dude that she screwed. I mean, going in detail about her, what'd you call that? Her
entanglement.
Yeah, entanglement. I remember him looking at that. Oh, that's an entanglement. What you call that? You sitting there screwing you screwing your son's friend. 25-year-old, you screwing your son's friend. And he gonna go in detail about her sexual kinky activities too. I saw he gonna put it out in the song, I think.
Well, I mean, but hold on, partner. First of all, that was like seasons later where she started doing that. So, like I said, prior to that messy season, her show was about a totally different platform. Totally different.
Well, okay.
Hold on, I'm not finished. But real quick though, Will ain't no saint. Let's be clear. He is no saint. He's been having relations with a whole bunch of other actresses this whole time while she have been doing the same thing. So they've both been doing their thing.
He's not public out here talking about it.
He put it in a book.
Huh?
He put it in a book.
He put it in a book after
he named names. He named names.
After she red tabled him, he put it in a book.
That book was written before that red table.
That book just came out last year. That red table mess was 2 years ago. That book was not written. He said, okay, you want to do that? I'm going to do this then.
You must not have seen his documentary then. That book has been out for a minute.
That book has not been out for a minute.
Not the book is. I'm saying he's been writing this book for a minute.
It's not been out though. He wasn't gonna put some of that stuff out until she did what she.
You don't know that. You don't know that man like that.
That's what I'm gonna say then. That's what I'm. That devil drove him to doing that.
Wow, Mr.
And I'm telling you, if you're an alpha, somebody got to make a decision in the house. You can't have make a decision. That's what you. If you're an alpha male, you got to lead. Come on, man. Come on. He decided that she gonna lead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He definitely made that mistake. I agree with that one.
Well, he need to run with it then. Don't be up there talking and crying and carrying on. If you made that decision, just run with it.
Yeah, well.
But he wasn't happy. That's not no happy relationship. That's toxic.
Happy.
That is crazy toxic. And he said that.
Until he divorced that crazy lady, it's always some issues with that situation. I mean, what she's done and said.
Yeah. Well, I will say people have called her a narcissist. And I will say, if you ever got entangled with a narcissist, it is a mental health illness.
She controls.
Yeah, and it's hard to get out of it. It's hard because you don't lost touch with reality when you get entangled with a narcissist. So it ain't something that's real easy just to get up and walk away from. Let me just be clear about that.
Well, Tammy Clark said that it's accepted for men to be out here sleeping around. No, it's not.
Nobody said that.
That's what Tammy says. She said it's accepted. I totally disagree with that. It's not accepted.
Some women accept it, but that don't mean it's accepted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some dudes accept their wife going through what they're doing. So, but I don't think that's, well, if you listen to the lady y'all don't like, she said that's gonna happen anyway. Y'all never get over that. She already said.
Is she alive? I want her on this show. Can we get information? I want her on this show. I got a few choice words for her.
Like, y'all can think what y'all want to think and try to be who y'all want to be, but that's the truth.
Her and Kevin Samuels.
Wow.
On the show.
Wow.
Together.
Reality is, now we talk about what we want it to be, but that's what reality is.
Yeah.
But ain't but one alpha in the house now. And if it's two, that's a mess. That's a mess.
I agree with that.
Somebody look, even when LeBron went to Miami, D Wade had to take a back seat. Because that first year, he said, the next year, he said, I got to give it the keys to LeBron. I got to let him run the show. I got to take a back seat. Even though he played well, but he wasn't, because D Wade was Miami. I mean, people knew him.
That was his place.
That's him, but he took a back seat because you can't have one leader.
That's right. But that's something, again, we talked about that with Keon's friend. That's Keon's friend. I'm going to tell her that's Keon's friend. She brought she brought that video that we had on the show, the one you talked about, the lady that had the
Psycho seed.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between people who are getting married and people who are getting married and trying to follow the covenant and the guidelines of God versus somebody just get mad, because God set out the guidelines in terms of somebody being the leader in the household. So that's the difference between somebody just getting married and making their own terms up.
No, what I'm saying is, let's take God out of it. Let's take the Bible.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Let's just take take that out of it. Somebody has the lead. I don't care where you are. You can't have two leaders.
But most women, for me, only reason I'm gonna yield to you is because I believe in what the Word of God says. That's the only thing that keeps me grounded and keeps me focused. So if you don't have that,
a lot of people yield to guys because they got money too. It's just like guys yield to
God.
Just
I said yield to God.
I bet you Stedman has yielded to Oprah. I can promise you that. He yielded for a long time in banking money. So,
but she don't make him feel less than though.
She don't know that.
No, she don't.
She does not do that. She don't know that.
Publicly, at least she don't.
Yeah, she don't publicly. She don't say get back.
Privately is just the same. You can't.
I don't think she does it privately either. That's why their relationship been going so good.
Oprah probably said some stuff to him that he went on, and he thought about it, and he said, "Man, if she ever said that again," he said, "No, I like my lifestyle."
Don't underestimate that lifestyle. They did break up one time though.
He probably like, as long as you don't do it on the show.
They broke up one time. It was one time they weren't together.
We got some parameters here. You can't do it on the show. If you
But what I'm saying, Mr. Flynn, when you talk about alpha male and alpha female, so a lot of women don't even have that understanding. If you don't have that foundation of God in you, then you don't know you are an alpha female. You think you just supposed to do what I say do because I say so. What makes me, like I said, be willing to yield to my husband is the Word of God. So if you don't have that, then you alpha female, whatever, all day long because you don't have that foundation in you. You just feel like you should listen to what I have to say because I feel like I know best.
But no,
that's what I'm saying.
You is just like you say, common sense say Both of y'all can't be making decisions like that. You know, you got common sense without the Bible. Common sense says we're gonna be at it every damn day. If I want to do this, you want to do that. If I want to, you know, we're gonna be at it all the time.
But that's normal for some people. Ain't that what you always say? That's normal for some people to be going at it every day. That's their reality.
Only reason it's normal because they have come together and you got an alpha male, alpha woman. That's all. That's the problem why it's normal. But I'm saying I've never done that.
Yeah.
You know, me and Shelly had plenty of conversations about that. And she knew because her dad was the alpha male in the house. And she saw him. Yeah. She lived there. She saw what was going on. And that don't mean I'm running over her. I ain't never done nothing like that. But she knows how to woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some.
But that's what Lisa Pierce said. Lisa Pierce said she believes a man should lead his household, but only if he's an honorable leader.
Well, of course. I mean, if you know, what's honorable?
Like what you just said. Although you know you're the alpha male, but you're not gonna degrade Shelly and cut her off and be like, hush.
And you're considering her in the decisions you make. Yeah, you're not just like I'm gonna do this. You're considering her in the decisions.
You go ahead. You done well, so. Don't put me in this.
I'm with Shelly. Go ride, baby. It been working well for us for this long. Keep going, brother. Have at it. I'm with Shelly. Hell it.
You ain't gonna use me for no excuse.
Hell it, baby.
You ain't gonna use me for no excuse. So you go ahead.
Right. But she'll definitely be like, when I get back in town, these floors better be swept. I'm just saying, y'all got that connection. It's that connection.
I remember this was about maybe 2008 when I was in this other company. The title I had was Triple Diamond Black Pearl, and you know that's a awesome Triple Diamond Black Pearl. So when we had our house, the house was so open that everything carried. Like you could just you couldn't. The television downstairs on the wall would carry all the way upstairs. I wish I had known that because it was just so open. Everything carried. So I was in the kitchen doing something. She was way up in the bedroom. And when I finished, she hollered downstairs, rinse that plate off and put it in the dishwasher. You ain't no Triple Down Black Pearl in this house. I said, I rinsed it off. She said, but I didn't hear you put it in the dishwasher. Let me put it in the dishwasher then, okay?
I know that's right, Shelly.
I know that's right.
It might be that with all your little friends out there, but
she the alpha in that kitchen. You better have my kitchen clean.
But I didn't hear you put it in that dishwasher. So okay.
See, and that's a healthy relationship. That's healthy.
But
any closing statements, Mr. Fleming?
Was that?
Any closing statements?
No, just that everything you do now is recorded. I don't care. You're not gonna get away with stuff. If you make a mistake, that's cool. You apologize right then. You do something, but it's still gonna be there. Every little thing that you do, it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if you record something like this right here. Let's say you take this and go edit it and put it back up. I still believe the first version is gonna be up somewhere that they're gonna keep that. I don't know if we can.
I'm gonna leak it.
Okay, but I'm just saying if you wasn't gonna link it, I just believe that everything you do now is recorded and it's gonna stay there.
Okay. Well, how do we avoid making a mistake like he made? Because again, you are the mindset.
Well, first of all, you gotta watch the devils you hang around.
Oh my gosh! Stop calling that lady the devil.
That's one thing. Because first of all, I don't think I would have been around anybody, and I don't think Shelly would even said even look at me to go do something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we had a conversation one time before, and this probably was 20 years, about maybe 18 years ago. We was at the movie theater, which I ain't been to the movie theater probably since then. And it was a dude in line acting a fool. And he said something to Shelly, and I had turned my back. and I was talking to somebody behind me, and I heard her say something to him. And I turned around, and he was about to say something back to her, but he looked at me and he didn't say anything. And I told her then afterwards, I said, you can't do that. You can't be, you don't know these fools out here. These fools crazy out here. I said, now what if I wasn't around? You know, you would have called hell. Hell, he might have even tried it with me. And I said, now what if I got in a fight with him? He shot me. I ain't got no gun. These fools out here. And now you sitting there looking at me on the ground because you ran your mouth at somebody who said something crazy. Don't do that. I don't know how that happened with her. I don't know, because I ain't seen that since then. But I just, it was like, I don't know what went down, but I'm like, you can't do that. You got to control yourself because it's too many people. I look at now, I have to think about even trying to help people. You might see a woman get beat up. Do I jump in that?
Yeah, you do.
I don't know what she did to him. I don't know what was said. And I don't know if they're going to be back together the next week after he shoot me and kill me.
That's right.
You know, so I can't take that chance anymore. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I got other people depending on me.
That's right.
Well, then what do you do in that instance?
Huh?
What do you do in that instance?
You stand there. I don't know. Video it, I guess.
You know, video. Then you just, to me, you just bad as the.
Well, I'm not
just bad.
And then my wife don't have a husband, or my mother don't have a son.
Or your students don't have a coach. I need my coach to be free.
No weapons on me, no guns, and I don't know if I'm gonna shoot somebody anyway, because I definitely don't want to go to jail. Being behind bars, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I know I'm not jumping in that stuff because you know how relationships are. They could be fighting like that all the time for the last.
They probably,
You know, she could be crying out for help. You gotta call somebody.
Captain Saver, you know.
Well, you gotta save a hoe because you gonna have to call somebody.
Captain Save a hoe. I got to jump in.
Save a hoe.
Don't do it, Mr. Fleming. I need you to be free.
No, I'm not. But I'm not saying jump in. I mean, because I came from a domestic violent relationship, and there have been times where I was begging for someone to come help me. Yeah. So it's not like don't do anything. At least make a phone call. Like call the cops. Hey, I see something's going on.
But I wouldn't know what to do because again, people shooting and killing like quick. I don't have a weapon. I don't. And then I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, I've seen that where they get back together 2 days later.
Yeah. Right, but what I'm saying is at least call the cops. I mean, I'm not saying jump in.
I do that, but I tell you what, some of the videos have saved people. Without them videos, it wouldn't have been no help. People would have denied it to the end.
Let me tell you what Phil Jackson said. He said, all women are not noble. You assume your assumptions can get others killed.
Yep.
Well,
life is chess, not checkers.
Exactly. You don't know what the lady had done, and the dude beating her. I don't know what she'd done.
But like I said, call the police. You ain't got to jump in. Just call. Hey.
But you just gave me the answer. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 911 on my phone.
Yeah.
But me jumping in there defending something when just don't know.
Yeah, TK said they killing folks for jumping in front of cars. Right. And those are just road rage people. I know that's right, TK, because my baby daddy's grandma, our mom, she is terrible with it. If she had a gun, she'd probably shoot everybody in her way.
Right. Well, we have had another fantastic, spirited conversation. Thank you for everyone that's watching us on Facebook, but please check us out on our YouTube channel.
And I'm back.
You said no, absolutely not.
No words for the say, but I said I'm gonna hold back on that.
You gonna hold back? Oh, you gonna hold back now that the show is over?
Yeah, hold back, but she's a devil, and he needs.
She's not a devil. Stop calling that lady a devil.
An evil devil. I don't know if it's a good.
Stop calling her evil devil.
And she needs somebody like Kodak Black. That's exactly who she needs, Kodak Black.
Why are you picking Kodak? First of all, he's like 22 years old. Why are you picking this young Thundercat to be with her?
Well, he said it. He said she needs somebody like him. She said she don't need Will Smith. She can't, Will Smith too good of a guy for her. He said she needs somebody like him. Like
why he is? Let me be quiet. Yeah. Let me leave my personal opinion to myself.
He ain't gonna put up with them.
Right.
He don't even date black women. He said he only date white women anyway.
Oh, well.
Who does he date?
And on that note, we could do a
some white woman.
We can probably talk about this all night.
We should get TK on it for this topic.
We can
get TK for this topic. We need a
we
good
love to have her on here.
opinion.
Those things that beep out the sound with TK, so she can. I tell you that.
We definitely need to get her on here.
Definitely need to get her on for this topic.
Come on the show.
Would love it.
Thank you.
The both of y'all together would be awesome.
Thank you all for watching us on Facebook Live. Please go back and watch us on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely hit subscribe all so that you'll get your notifications whenever we're going live. We appreciate you all. And until next time, we'll be here same time next week.
I got a question.
Oh, Lord.
What's the question?
Nicole can't get on. We can't get 4 people on here at a time.
Well, we don't know what happened to Dr. Nicole. She, bless her heart.
I know. We missed her.
Will to slap him. So she didn't want to feel that theory from me today.
Yeah.
You said what? She you know what? She did say that was a noble thing that he did.
To do, yeah. So she
said it was noble.
I was coming with that heat.
Well, we might have to do part 3.
Oh, that's her.
Reception. Yeah, bad
She's
reception.
here. Okay, this is her. She said she had bad reception. She's on here.
Okay, so we may have to do part 3. Look at him. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Okay.
I know she had Reggie in the background waiting, so you might want to stand back.
Well, he's gonna tell the truth, like me.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching.